Hi favorites, you're welcome back to my channel. So let me wait for a little bit. Hi favorites, you're welcome back to my channel. So if this is your first time here, you are welcome. My name is Favor and I'm glad to have you here. Welcome back to another episode of Beauty Spotlight. So today we'll be talking about how to choose the perfect foundation for your skin type and skin tone. I'm not going to take much of your time today, I promise you, because it's going to be a quick one. I'm just going to be running you through the importance. Hi, please give me a thumbs up. Please, 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 please. We need all the fire in this room. Okay. Please share the live, call your friends, your sisters, your cousins, anybody. So today we'll be talking about the different types of foundation, and I'm going to simplify it for you. That way it will be easier for you to pick the best and perfect foundation for your skin type. So mind you, your skin type is totally different from your skin tone. So if you're light skin, dark skin, caramel, white, that is your skin tone. Then your skin type, we have different types of skin type. So the major skin types we have are the oily skin. Hi, welcome, welcome. So the types of skins we have are the oily skin, we have the dry skin, we have the normal skin, and we have the combination skin. So there are some people that are not really sure of the kind of skin they have. It's very easy for you to tell. I'm sure if you're oily skin, you're not going to think twice to know that you are oily skin. So the and hi Dimples. Hi, welcome. Oh, Campbell. Nice. Welcome. Wow. No sound now. Can you hear me now? Last week, so the same thing it was doing. Um, you can hear me now, right? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm just going to do it without the mic. So let's start from the top. I'm so sorry. I've been talking and I've shared a lot of information already, not knowing that no sound. I feel like crying. So, good evening. Hi, Diana. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Beauty Spotlight. So today we'll be talking about how to choose the perfect foundation for your skin type and skin tone. So if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So today I want to let you know the difference between your skin type, the kind of skin you have, and your skin tone. So most people mistake it when we talk about skin type and skin tone. So skin tones are, for example, when if you're light skin. I'm so sorry. I had network issues. I had connection issues. Now I had mic issues. I'm so sorry, but I'm here now. It's better late than never. So, thank you. So we have a different type of skin tone. We have the fair skin tone, light skin tone, the brown, dark skin tone, caramel skin tone. So those are your skin tone. If you're light skin, dark skin, caramel, white, those are your skin tone. So now for skin type, we have the no sound. Please, can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please, if you can hear me, can you say yes, you can hear me? Okay. Okay, I think you should go out of the live and come back if you can't hear me. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so we have different types of skin types. Now the major skin types we have are the normal skin, the dry skin, the oily skin, and the combination skin. Like I said earlier, there was no sound. So if you're oily skin, you're going to know that you're oily skin. You can't even miss it that you're oily skin. You'll notice that your face always produce a lot of oils. Then if you're dry skin, you're definitely going to know your skin is always drying out. No matter the kind of moisturizers you use, your skin is still dry. You need like heavier moisturizers before you can feel comfortable with your skin, you know, on a daily basis. Then we have the normal skin. So the normal skin, you're neither oily or dry. Your skin is just normal. You don't get to have the tightness that dry skin get to have. You don't get to have the greasy face that oily skin get to have. Then combination skin. So now combination skin is a very tricky type of skin. Most people that have combination skin, they don't even know that they have combination skin. Some of them just believe that they have oily skin or they have normal skin. So combination skin now, some parts of your face will be oily while some part of your face will be dry. So most times some people have oils here, then they have this side of their face is dry. So if you have that kind of skin, that means you're combination skin. You have combination skin. So now today we're talking about how to choose the perfect foundation for your skin type. What about glowing skin? Because I'm always, yeah, my face is always shining, but I use those soap. And your face is always shining. That's because you're oily skinned. There's nothing like glowing skin. Your oily skin, and the advantage of people that have oily skin is that they always like they are not prone to wrinkles fast as much as the people with dry skin, you know. So everything that has advantage has disadvantage. So my darling, you have an oily skin, not glowing skin. If your face is always shiny, that's because you have oily skin. There's excess sebum production on your face. So now today we're not really talking about skin. We're talking about foundation. And why I gave you a little brief about different types of skin is because I want to tell you how to choose the perfect foundation for your skin type. Because that, if you know the right foundation to buy and use, it will help your makeup in a lot of ways. So I have with me here different types of foundation, right? I have different type of foundation. I'm going to be explaining some of them to you. And so now for someone who is oily skin, like you that say you have shiny, your face always shiny, that's because you're oily, you have oily skin. That's why you always have that glass effect on your face. So now for someone that is oily, you should always go for foundations that are mattifying. Why? Because your skin already produces enough oil, so now you need mattifying product to help hold your makeup, to help keep your makeup in place, because your skin produces excess oil. Hi CC World, your skin produces excess oil. Now you need mattifying foundations to help you hold your makeup in place, and you need a mattifying primer, mattifying foundation. So people with oily skin, anything concerning makeup that you're buying, you have to always go for products that are mattifying. Now a good example of mattifying foundation for drugstore is the Maybelline Superstay. That's for drugstore. It's a very good mattifying foundation for oily skin. Then if you want to go to the high-end version, you can get the Huda Beauty Foundation. Huda Beauty Foundation is for oily skin. Huda Beauty Foundation is for oily skin. So if you use a mattifying for oily skin, if you use a dewy foundation on your skin, your makeup is going to separate. It's not going to sit well. Your makeup is just going to be in place just when you're in an air conditioned environment. And even in an air conditioned environment, your makeup is going to start producing oil very fast, and it will start separating because you're using the wrong foundation for your skin type, for the type of skin you have. Then if you have a dry skin, you should, so now dry skin products that are meant for dry skin have hydrating ingredients in them to keep your skin hydrated, because those products are providing what your skin is lacking. Your skin is lacking moisture, so now those products are helping your skin to absorb product properly without looking cakey, without looking dry. Now for dry skin, you're going for dewy products. You're going for foundations that are dewy, foundations that says dewy, says hydrating, says illuminating. Those are the kind of foundations you should go for. Or you can go for satin finish foundations. So now when buying foundations, they always specify, they write it like this one. Now they wrote 24 hours matte. Someone with dry skin should not even think of using this product, the Maybelline Superstay, because it's not going to come out nice on your skin. It's already dry. It's a very mattifying, extra matte foundation. They have different type of matte foundations. They have soft matte foundations. So those soft matte foundations, you can use it. Even with you with a dry skin, you can use soft matte foundations, but that depends on your skin prep. So your skin prep goes hand in hand with the kind of foundation you use daily. And for normal skin, they can go with anything. Basically, they can get away with a lot of things. Someone with normal skin can use a mattifying foundation. Someone with a normal skin can use a dewy foundation. So you can basically use anything, but your skin prep matters too. A good example for soft matte foundations are like the NARS. The NARS foundation are good. Someone with dry skin can use the NARS foundation. For cheaper foundations, the Maybelline, not this one, the Maybelline Fit Me. So they have Maybelline Superstay, which is the mattifying one. Then the Maybelline Fit Me, that one is a soft matte. So people that can't afford NARS or want something cheaper can go for Fit Me. And they have L'Oreal. L'Oreal is good for people with dry skin. The L'Oreal that says hydrating, they have the L'Oreal, the hydrating one, the illuminating one. So people with dry skin can go towards that. Then for normal skin, you can use basically any kind of foundation, depend on what you're going for, depend on the kind of look you're going for. For dry skin, for combination skin, so for people with combination skin, I already explained what combination skin is. You can go for satin matte foundations, like the NARS is okay. the Maybelline too is okay for people with combination skin. So what it does is it adds a glow to the dry part of your face, then sits properly on the oily part of your face. So you go for foundations that are satin finish and or soft matte foundations. Now they have different types of foundation. We have the light coverage, different types of coverage of foundations. We have the light coverage, medium coverage, and full coverage. So for the light coverage, if you're someone that is a minimalist, you don't really like you don't like your face to show that you're on makeup and you want the barest minimum, you should go for foundations that are light coverage. Those type of foundations, they are like skin, they are second to skin. What they do is they just cover your natural skin in a very light form that people can barely tell that you have product on. Those are very lightweight foundations. They are natural, they have this natural finish foundation. So people that don't like to have the makeup look, they can go for foundations like that. Unfortunately, I don't have foundation that is that light coverage because I'm a professional makeup artist. Hi, Happy Licious. I'm a professional makeup artist, so I have medium to full coverage foundations. Why? Because me, if someone is coming to a professional makeup artist for makeup, you're not coming to have barest minimum on your face. You're not coming to look like you didn't even have makeup on your face. So those kind of foundations are good for personal use and for minimalist people that don't like to show that. It's more like a skin tint. They are more like skin tint, right? Now the medium coverage foundations are foundations that are buildable. They are my favorite type of foundation. They are buildable, they are medium coverage, and they're also buildable. You can build it to full coverage. They are good enough to cover your blemishes. So if you're looking for foundations that will cover your blemishes, your pigmentations, and scars on your face, don't purchase very light coverage foundations. You can go for the medium to full coverage. But if you have a lot of acne that you need to cover, you need to go for full coverage foundations. A good example is the Superstay Maybelline or the Uda. They have so NARS is a medium coverage foundation, so you can build it, is buildable. Then the Lancome too, I have the Lancome to the same thing. They are buildable, they are medium coverage foundations. So now the full coverage that I use is Huda Beauty. That is like the only full coverage I have. Then the Maybelline foundation, that's the. Then you have to know, I don't I wanted to teach you guys your how to know your undertone, but that might be too complex. But the simplest way to explain undertone for you guys is, now they have different types of undertone, so that when you're purchasing your foundation you can be able to tell the kind of undertone you have. So the major undertone, we have the neutral undertone, we have the olive undertone, the we have the warm, cold undertone. So most people with warm undertone are towards the yellow. They have like yellow undertone. How do you know the kind of undertone you have? You can easily tell by the from your vein. You can tell from your vein the kind of undertone you have. You can tell from your vein, the color of your vein. Some people have blue undertone. So now undertone is like an advanced level of makeup for you to understand it. So the easiest way for, since a beginner series, the easiest way for you to know what is your undertone, I can't really tell your undertone over the phone. That's the truth. I can't really tell. If you want me to know your undertone, we can do a video, then I will see your undertone. So now the easiest way for you to, as a beginner, for you to choose the foundation that matches your skin tone is to make sure you swatch your foundation before buying. Swatch the foundation before buying. Don't buy a foundation by looking at it from the bottle. Don't buy foundation looking at it from the bottle. Make sure you swatch your foundation. And how do you swatch it? When you go to the store to buy foundations, let them swatch on your jawline, or on your chest. Now, swatching on your jawline is close to your chest. You can tell the foundation if it's closer to your chest. You will not want to, don't buy a foundation based on the tone of your face, because some people have lighter face, their faces are lighter than their body or darker than their body. So imagine you buying a foundation that is the shade of your face and your body is either lighter or darker. You're going to look like you're wearing a mask. It's not going to blend in. You're not going to have that natural beautiful finish or look. So when you have it, when you swatch, I prefer to actually swatch here. I prefer to swatch here because I believe that if I swatch here, it's not going to be far from my whole body. Now look at my hands. This part of my hands and my chest is not far from each other, right? But my face seemed to be darker than my body. So that is not what we are going for. So assuming I was putting on a foundation today, anyway, I'm wearing just powder. I didn't put on foundation today. So if I was putting on a foundation, I'm going to use a foundation that is this skin tone, right? This shade. This is the shade of foundation I'm going to use. The shade of foundation on my chest and my hand. That way, even when I raise my hand when I'm on makeup, I don't look different. I don't look funny, right? Because if I use just the shape of my face to apply makeup or apply foundation and powder, I'm going to be having a cast. I'm not going to look like the same person. So imagine I was wearing a turtleneck, right? So this part of my body is going to be covered, but my hands will still be open. Then I raise my hand up. My hand is a total different color from my face. You don't want to have that because you're going to look like you're wearing a mask. That's what you're going to avoid. So always swatch. And another important tip is when you swatch your foundations at the store, wait a few minutes. Why? Because some foundation gets to oxidize fast. So what I mean is, a foundation that you put on your skin now, for example on your jawline, when you place it on your jawline, it's your exact color. Now you buy the foundation and go home. After you do your makeup, your face will be looking darker. You'll be wondering, but you swatched it was your color. That's because you did not wait a bit to see how the foundation plays out. I have a few bottles of foundation. Sorry, let me see. I have a few bottles of foundation I have considered useless because my chest is white and my face is yellow. That's the truth. You see what I was telling you. So now, if you're purchasing now, you're going to use the shade of your chest or the shade. Anyway, your chest and your hand, they will not be far from each other. So you're going to use the shade of your chest and your hand to do your color match. Then for you that you have the white and yellow foundation, you can mix it. Just put a little bit of the yellow. Just put a little bit of the yellow in the white foundation. Then you'll be able to get your color. So now when you swatch your foundations at the store, please try to wait like at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you give it time. Like 5 minutes, you can swatch it. Then you can go around looking for, maybe go around to do other things, then come back and get the foundation if it's still your color. That way you're not going to go home with a wrong shade of foundation, because most foundations oxidizes. It's very few foundations that remain the same on your skin. So for you to know your exact shade, swatch on yourself, on your jawline. Because why I say jawline, because your jawline is close to your neck. That way once you swatch, you're going to tell if it's going to match. Then when you swatch, you wait like 5 minutes. Don't be in a hurry when buying foundations. You're not going to buy foundations every day. If you buy a bottle of foundation, you might not need another foundation in the next 4 months or so. So don't be in a hurry. Give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes to see how the foundation plays out, to be sure that you're picking your shade. Don't forget that. That is a very important tip. Please, that should be your take home. Swatch and wait. Swatch and wait and be sure that is your color. That's the then what else am I? So now for people with dry skin, please, when using dewy foundations, make sure that your base too is hydrating product, because you have dry skin. You don't need anything that is mattifying. Thanks for the tip. I've never have thought of it. That's the first thing I'll do when I'm buying. Yes, please. You see the difference. You see how helpful it is when you swatch and wait some time before you purchase the foundation. Then I'm going to talk about, I think I did some bullet points. Okay. Now, for the kind of coverage you need, right? Can I use my foundation as a concealer? Also, if so, do I put on 2 layer? Yes, you can use your foundation. Some people don't like concealers. I know a lot of people that don't like concealers, even me personally, right? Most times when I do my makeup, I don't use concealer. What I do is, because I use 2 shades of foundations, so I use the lighter shade of foundation to conceal what's under my eyes. Why? Because when I don't want to look heavy, when I want to have that light finish of makeup, I don't want to look like I have so much on, I just skip the concealer aspect of my routine. So yes, you can use your foundation as concealer. Depends on the kind of foundation. So if you're using your foundation as a concealer, it has to be more of a full coverage foundation, because you're trying to cover. Thank you. Thank you. So you're trying to cover, put a bit of filling under your eyes, because most times below our eyes are deeper. So what concealer does is to pop your eyes, make your eyes look brighter, right? So if you're using a foundation as concealer, make sure that you're not using a foundation that is very lightweight. You're not going to get that coverage you're looking for. Then you're going to set it obviously with your setting powder under your eyes. Then for layers, it all depends on you. I cannot tell you put 2 layers of foundation under your eyes. I cannot tell you put 3 layers. I cannot tell you put 1 layer, because one, I don't know how deep under your eyes is. I don't know if there's any correction, any filling that needs to be done. So that is on you. The coverage is on you, because you're seeing it better. Just apply until you feel it's okay, you've gotten enough coverage. Hi Alice. So apply until you feel you've gotten enough coverage, and please don't put too much under your eyes, because it's going to look cakey. It's going to look cakey and it's going to crease. So just put what is enough basically under your eyes. And yes, you can use foundation as concealer. I have dry skin and my face is oily. Your face is oily, your body is dry. That's because you have combination skin. So since now we are talking about foundations, it means we're talking about your face, not your total body. So because it's your face, that means your face is oily. You said you have oily face, so you're going to be going through the type of foundation I just talked about, mattifying for oily skin. Then make sure you use mattifying primers too for oily skin. For your oily face, yeah. Okay, yeah, before that question, I wanted to say something. Thank God I noted it down so that I don't forget. So I wanted to say that the kind of coverage you're going for determines what look, the kind of look you're going for determines, okay, you have combination skin. Okay, the kind of makeup or look you're going for determines the kind of coverage you're going for, you should go for. Now if you're going for a day look, you're going for a very natural subtle look. You're not going to be using full coverage foundations. That's if you want to have the no makeup look. You're going to be using light medium coverage foundations. So that is why me personally, I always use medium um, coverage foundations, because I can build it up to what I want. So you have combination skin, meaning you're going to use foundations that tackle both ways. You don't have to use, is it safe to wear foundation every day? Ah, it's a yes and no kind of questions. First of all, you have to always have the right skin prep. Definitely doing something every day is not 100% healthy, but depends on the kind of job you have. There are some people that you can't do without it, because you have to go to work every day and you have to look good. But some days you can decide to just take powders that are full coverage and play around with your makeup if you don't want to wear foundations every day. But foundations every day, if you're using foundations every day, you have to have the a very good skincare routine. You have to double cleanse your skin to make sure you bring out all the foundations that must have entered into your pores, because doing foundations every day, that is where breakout starts, if you don't have the proper skincare routine. So yes, you can do foundations every day, and no, it's a yes and no thing. So just have a proper skincare. I work in healthcare, it's hard to wear makeup with a mask. Yeah, so the makeup tends to come off right on your mask, and you really need to wear makeup. So for people like that, you can have there's there's a kind of makeup, there's a way you can do your makeup that little will just be on your mask. It's not going to like, it's not going to be a lot. There's a way you're supposed to do your makeup. One, you're supposed to go towards the mattifying aspect of your makeup and get a very good setting spray. A very good setting spray. They have setting sprays that lock your makeup, put your makeup in place, that your makeup is not going to transfer. There's some makeup I'm going to do that if I put a tissue on my skin, you're not going to see anything on it. So yeah, get a very good setting spray that can lock in your makeup and hold your makeup more. Then use less foundation. Don't use a lot of foundation. Why? Because when you wear a face mask, you have tendency of having a little bit of heat going on there. You have a little bit of heat going on around that area of your face, so your makeup tends to transfer. So make sure you use less foundation, more powder. So you're using more dry product than wet product. Okay, don't use a lot of foundations. That will, should be able to change your makeup. How do I foundation over acne? Wait, I think I missed some questions. Is there a difference? Okay. Is there a difference in coverage when using liquid or pressed foundation? Yes, there's difference in coverage. I don't use pressed foundation, so I can't really talk much about that. Pressed foundations, I use just liquid foundations. I'm not so familiar with pressed foundations. If you mean, or you mean cream foundations, I think you mean cream foundations, right? Please let me know if it's cream foundations you mean. I don't know what is pressed foundation, but I think you mean cream foundation. How do I apply foundation over acne? So if you're, I mentioned earlier that if you have acne, pigmentation, always use full coverage foundations. That is if you're, okay, all right. So use full coverage foundations. That is if you're going towards, if your aim and your goal is to cover up all your acne. There are some people that even with their acne, they don't want to, even with their acne, they don't want to use foundations that will cover up everything. They just want light coverage. So now you can go in with a full coverage foundations. With your acne, you use your mattifying primer. For you to be acne, should I use foundation or concealer first? on your acne. It's, you can use, if you use a full coverage, that's the trick people don't know. Now you don't need a lot of products if you have full coverage foundation. Like now, if you watch the last post of my shorts, the client I had acne, right? But I did not do any concealing. Why? Because I used a full coverage foundation. I used Huda Beauty and NARS on her. So now, because it's a full coverage foundation, I didn't need to start concealing and correcting. Zontic, to make it easy for you, don't use light coverage foundations, because if you use light coverage foundation, your acne is still going to be showing. You will not need to using concealer to cover them up. That is more product on your skin. I believe less is more. Use full coverage foundations on your skin, then your acne is going to be well covered. You don't need too much, trust me, you don't need too much. Or if you have two shades of foundation, a lighter shade and a darker shade, you can use the darker shade just to put on the places where you have your acne. After that, then you use your normal mixture of foundation all over your face. That way it's going to cover up properly. If you really want to cover it up, then yes, press powder. No, she wasn't asking for powder. Should I use foundation or concealer first? If you're someone that like heavy makeup, a lot of makeup, you can use concealer first before your foundation. Concealer on your acne, not all over your face. Concealer on only the acne, the places you want to cover. That's when you use your concealer to conceal all the acne, then you use your foundation over it. So so if you're talking of cream powder, cream foundations, personally I prefer liquid foundations. I feel like cream foundations are too thick. They are too thick, so I don't use it. I don't have any cream foundations. Trust me, I don't have any cream foundations. They are too thick for me. They don't, I believe in airbrush kind of makeup, so cream foundations don't do that for me. If I use cream foundations, it should be for cases where I want to just conceal. I can use it to conceal some blemishes, maybe because I'm using a light weight foundation, medium coverage foundation on the person. That's the only time I can use that. So I think I've touched almost everything. Please, patience is key when buying your foundation. That should be your take home. Please just make sure that you wait a bit so that you don't buy the wrong shade of foundation. So I talked about knowing the level of coverage you want. That will help you know the kind of foundations you should buy. So that should be all. That should be all. I think I touched everything. That should be all. Please, if you have more questions, we can use 5 minutes to ask questions. What do you say about mixing your foundation with water before application? I recently saw a video on that. Yeah, I've been seeing that trend too. I've not tried it, so I can't say. But some people say it works. I don't know. I've not tried it, so I'm not one to jump on every trend. That you shouldn't do. Please don't jump on every trend you see. You can try them out at your free time. Don't try anything new when you're getting ready to go out, because it can be a blunder. You don't know. So please try things out when you're just at home sitting, you just want to experiment and see if it actually works. But that's putting your foundation in water, I don't think it will work for every foundation. There should be specific foundations that it works for. So be sure and know the kind of foundations they are using, so that you know if the type of foundation you have. And they have oily based foundations, they have water based foundations. So for people with oily skin, definitely you'll be using foundations that are water based. You will not be using oily based foundations because you already have oily skin. So avoid oily foundations, please. Foundations that, those type of foundations are good for people with dry skin, because it gives them that glow on their skin. Because without the
foundation, their skin might be looking dry. So when they use dewy, so those are what we call dewy most times. So dewy is for people that don't know how long is safe to use a bottle of foundation after opening. Foundations, some people they get to write it like this one now. They say 24 months after opening. So if you don't know when a foundation is supposed to expire, if you look at your foundation, you're going to see a can. There's a can and a number with it, right? That like is open. I don't know if you can see it. There's a can here. I don't know if you can see it. If you check your foundations, you're going to see some foundations don't have it. Like this Maybelline does not have it. This one does not have it, but some foundations, well, mostly high-end foundations always have those expiry dates. There's no actual date, but once opened, this one says 24 months, meaning 2 years. So once you've opened it, you're to use it for 2 years. Once it's beyond 2 years, you discard it because it's only good for 2 years. 24 months, that's how you know your foundations. But some foundations don't carry that. Let me see if this one has it. This one does. This is L'Oreal. L'Oreal doesn't have it. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you so much. Well done. When will you start a master class? Definitely soon. I'm planning a master class, actually, a hands-on master class. Yeah, a hands-on master class. Guys, I've not announced it yet, but since the question came up, let me announce it now. So I'm planning a hands-on master class. What I mean by hands-on is I'm going to be teaching you how to do your own makeup, not how I do my makeup. Do you understand? You're going to be learning how to do your makeup. I'm going to be on the phone with you while I teach you how to go about your makeup on your own face. So I'm going to teach you the steps from start to finish, and before the class I'm going to be we're going to be assessing your makeup, going to give you a list of things to buy for your makeup. Then when you get those things for your makeup, we're going to have a live section, a private live section, or a Zoom live section for you to have your makeup done. Because if I'm teaching makeup now, I'm teaching it on my face, using my face structure to do makeup for you to see. So now sometimes the way I'm doing my makeup on my face, it suits me, but it might not suit you because you have a different shape of face and all, and a different type of skin too. So I'm going to be walking you through your makeup from start to finish. I'm going to be watching you, showing you what you're doing wrong, like we're in a live class. That's what I'm going to do. It's not going to be an open live. It's going to be a private live or over a Zoom. So I'm going to bring on the flyer. I'm going to let you guys know the date. Don't worry, I'm going to give some time frame for payment. Definitely not free because this is one-on-one. It's not for everybody. It's not an open class for anybody to just watch. It's only for people who are interested in taking their makeup to the next level. Okay, I'm going to do the proper flyer and notice for you guys. So what I'm noticing is that the few drugstore products I have here don't have the expiry dates, but all my high-end products have. This one is Lancome. This is Lancome. Lancome has Lancome says 12 months. So let me show you. Please let me know if you can see it. On your foundation, right, you're going to see like a can or a tin that is opened on your foundation. You see something opened. I don't know, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. This thing that is opened here, then you see the month, 12 months, 24 months. There are some you see 36 months, that's like 3 years. So I noticed that the high-end products I have expiry dates. It's blurry, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. But if you look at your foundations, you understand what I'm talking about. For drugstore, I've carried like 3 drugstore products and they don't have it. So obviously it's just the high end that. So this is a primer. This one says 12 months. It has the date. So yeah, that is how long you should use your foundations. I mean, I don't think anybody will use a foundation for more than a year. Unless you're not someone that does makeup all the time. Yeah, I understand. Some people have foundations of 2020 till now. I think you should discard it. It should be expired by now. I don't think anybody should use foundation more than 24 months. That's 2 years. So that should be all. Please, the most important thing for today is you swatching your foundations and giving it at least 5 minutes, then you purchase it, so that you don't go home and your foundation is not your color. Why? Because you just swatched it and went home. When you swatched it was your color, then when you're doing your makeup it gets darker. That's because it has oxidized. So that's the mistake a lot of people make. That's why you see that when you buy foundations, you say, but it was my color when I bought it. The color never changed. You didn't wait for it to show you how it actually plays out. So that should be your take on. Make sure you do that. Then make sure you don't buy foundations, the wrong foundations. Don't jump on every foundation trend you see. Don't buy every foundation. A foundation doesn't have to be expensive for it to be good. There are some good drugstore foundations that are very, very good. Some drugstore foundations are dupe for the high-end foundations. So if you can't afford the high-end foundations, or you just want to be on the average amount, you want to spend the average amount for foundation, because some people don't believe in spending so much for makeup, right? I don't have a problem spending any amount for makeup. I mean, I love makeup. So yeah, buy foundations that are specifically for your skin type. Fenty just brought out a foundation, doesn't mean you should jump on it. You have to find out if that foundation they just released is good for your skin type. Now, Fenty has 2 types of foundation. Fenty has the mattifying foundation. Fenty has the hydrating foundation. I've had lots of clients that went to buy the mattifying foundations and keep talking and say and complain that it doesn't sit well. They don't know what the hype is all about. They don't know why everybody's talking about this foundation. The foundation is not nice on their skin. That's because the foundation was not for their skin type. So now the good thing is Fenty has brought out foundations that suit dry skin and normal skin. So make sure you're buying foundations that is for your skin type. That's the first step. Important tips from today's class: swatch your foundation before buying. Discard after 24 months, even though you are. Yeah, don't forget when you swatch your foundation after buying, please wait at least 5 minutes. Wait at least 5 minutes. Swatching is what we're all used to. We're all used to swatching our foundations before we buy. Some people even swatch foundations on their hand before buying. They just swatch, do like this. Okay, it's my color. It fades into my skin. It's my color. Boom, we are gone with the foundation, not knowing if the foundation is going to change later. Yes, swatch and wait 5 minutes. That way you will tell, because 5 minutes is enough for a foundation to change its state. If it's supposed to oxidize, 5 minutes is enough for the foundation to change its state. Okay, so always swatch and wait for at least 5 minutes before you purchase any foundation. That way you're not going to miss it. And don't swatch foundation on your cheek. Swatch foundation on your jawline. When you swatch foundation on your jawline, make sure it's not different from your neck and your hand here. So your neck, your chest, your hand should be your guide when swatching or buying foundation. Don't use the color of your face to buy foundation. Don't use the shade of your face to buy foundation. Always make sure your foundation goes with your neck so that you don't look like you have a mask on. Thank you, guys. I hope this little tips on foundation helps you in your next purchase for foundation. And please, if you have foundations at home, don't discard it. It might come in handy. You never know, you might need to mix it up with a new one you just got. You don't know, because weather, season, stress can make you darker or lighter. You know, when you're indoors for a long time, you can look lighter. So I always advise, don't forget this channel is always advising you to have two shade of foundations. A lot of people are used to having one shade of foundation. I don't believe in that one shade of foundation, because our skin tends to change on us. So to be on the safe side, always have two shade of foundation, one lighter, one darker. That way you can never have issues with your foundation not being your color, because anyhow your skin turns out, you can always mix it to match your current skin tone. Okay, two foundations, that is what I always advise anybody to have. Don't have one. Thank you guys. Do we have any other questions so that we can go? I'm definitely swatching my next foundation. Please do, please do. You're welcome. Thank you guys for staying with me till this time. What's up, Favor? This is Miss Joy here. How are you doing? I'm okay, I'm fine. You came late. Please watch the replay. This was a very interesting, informative class. Hi, Faith. So this was a very informative class for you to be able to choose the perfect foundation for your skin type and for your skin tone. Please don't miss any information here, because it was very important. And I'll see you guys in the next class. Then details of my master class, hands-on master class, is going to come out soon. The flyer is going to come out. Thank you everybody. Thank you CC World. Thank you Happy for the gift. The gifts, is it gifts or super gifts, right? Super sticker. Thank you Steven, thank you everybody for staying till this time. So if you're just joining us, please watch the replay. I'm going to save it. It's going to be in the live section of my channel. Watch the replay so that you don't make mistake buying foundation, because that is your hard-earned money. You don't want to be sad after purchasing foundation. Okay, watch the replay. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe if you've not done so. Thank you, and keep coming back. Thank you everybody. I love you. See you next time.